What's going on, guys? This is another Star Wars Unlimited video here. We are streaming live in a matchup between His Dudeness and Kya-san here. I might be pronouncing that wrong. And this is a live match, and we have Boba Fett versus Leia Organa, both on the Energy Conversion Lab. So let's check this out. So we have So we are going to lead this one off here with a Alliance X-Wing, 2 cost 2/3 vanilla, and a Colonel Yularen as our turn one plays, 2 cost 2/3. When you play a command unit, including this one, heal 1 damage from your base. Leia, oh man. So we see the resupply coming out from Boba here, and his Dudeness responds with Wing Leader, 3 cost 2/1. When played, give 2 experience tokens to another friendly rebel unit. Very strong turn to play. Buffs the X-Wing. X-Wing swings in for 4. Yularen swung in for 2. So now we have the damage advantage here on the side of His Dudeness. He's currently able to push 6 damage per turn with this setup, whereas Boba, the Boba side of things can only do 2. On the other hand, though, we do have that ramp played, so we are at the point where Boba Fett is going to be able to deploy before Leia Organa. And so let's see how much of an impact that ramp stuff has. I think we have interesting cards in hand here. So if His Dudeness tries to develop his ground arena more, he might run into trouble with Boba Fett, the unit, and with the copy of Bosk that is available there. Oh, we actually see, okay, so we see a waylay on the experienced X-Wing. Decent play. So waylay, return a non-leader unit to its owner's hand. So the upside of this is that it delays the aggro and additionally the experience tokens from the loss. So that's some solid value here. And Boba Fett, when an enemy unit leaves play, you may exhaust this unit if you do ready a resource. So he gets a resource back after playing that waylay. And so that's some good value there. That's some good value. Another wing leader comes onto the field here from His Dudeness, buffing the first wing leader. So we have 2 wing leaders here, but one of them experienced. Boba Fett deploys onto the field. Wing leader swings in for 4 damage thanks to those experience tokens, and Boba attacks for 4 and readies 2 resources because an enemy unit did leave play this phase with the waylay. And initiative taken, and oh man, it's the overwhelming barrage. Give a friendly unit +2/+2 for this phase, then it deals damage equal to its power, divided as you choose among any number of other units. Six damage. No, he should play it on Yularen. So yeah, he plays it on Yularen. He plays it on Yularen so that then it's 4 damage, defeats both ships. Yeah, if he puts it on Yularen, he defeats both ships. Then he gets to swing in with Yularen for 4. Very strong play. This is arguably the best card in the game. Overwhelming Barrage is a really, really good card. Um, Arguably the best card in the game, and a great 2-for-1 there. And with Boba Fett's resource return ability, was able to get huge value that turn. So let's see what His Dudeness is going to do to try to respond to this situation. So we are going to see Leia potentially deploying this turn. We do also have a copy of Wedge. We have Admiral Akbar. We have Fleet Lieutenant, Wing Leader, Alliance X-Wing in the hand there. So Leia Organa, Alliance General, on her unit side is a 3/6 with Raid 1, and when she completes an attack, you may attack with another Rebel unit. Boba Fett Disintegrator on the field. If this unit is attacking an exhaust unit that didn't interplay, oh, so he erroneously attempted to use the energy conversion lab to ambush Boba Fett and defeat Leia in one shot, but didn't realize that she was not exhausted. So this ability here on attack, if the unit is attacking an exhausted unit that didn't interplay this round, deal 3 damage to the defender. And because leaders were already in play before they were deployed, this does work on the turn that you deployed the leader. His Dudeness is in trouble here. So he does know that Boba Fett Disintegrator play is maybe coming in here. We could see Okay, we see Wedge Antilles deploying. 5 cost 5/5. Each friendly vehicle unit gets +1/+1 and gains ambush. Now we're gonna see that ambush play for real to defeat Leia. Yeah, so if this unit is attacking an exhausted unit that didn't airplay this round, deal 3 damage to the defender, defeats Leia, Boba takes 3. So his dudeness could have gotten out of that by playing using the wing leader to buff Leia, which would mean that that attack would have Boba still die, and it would leave Leia on 2 HP. However, Yularian would then be able to remove Leia. Colonel Yularian attacks, dealing 2 damage to Wedge and losing his shield token. I think the question now is whether Boba is going to defeat Wedge or go for the base. Goes for defeating Wedge, so that's going to be a less aggressive play, but trying to stabilize the board more might be a good option. We'll see how this goes. And then 2 resources are refreshed there by Boba's ability, but to no avail. Okay, so then that's gonna be the turn. His Dune is in trouble here. 15 HP remaining on the base. Um, He does still have the energy conversion lab, but it looks like looking at that hand, he decided doesn't have the outs that he needs and concedes the game. All right, I think we're gonna go for a rematch here. Let's see how this next one goes. So once again, we have Boba Command versus Leia Command. There was a first game of this that I unfortunately did not stream, which was amazing and extremely close, very unlike the one that we just saw, where Boba took control pretty fast. Let's see whether or not we're going to be able to get a. Let's see whether or not we're going to be able to get a nice close one for this rematch here. Let's go. So his dudeness with the initiative this time, probably going to lead off with C3PO, can then play a resupply on the next turn and get ramped up pretty fast. Not a bad situation there for his dudeness. All right, let's see what we're doing here. All right, let's see what we got here. Here we go. C3PO deploys. Guesses, I think guessed 2 and missed the guess. Tie LN, 1 cost 2/1. Very cool art for a pretty basic card. I think we're going to see resupply coming out here on his Dudeness' side of things. And we will see how things proceed from there, perhaps. This time, C3PO guesses 3, scores a hit that time, drawing a Fleet Lieutenant. The TIE LN hits the Rebel base for 2, resupply played there by his Dudeness, put this event into play as a resource. A super laser technician takes the field on the other side of things. 3 cost 2/1. When defeated, you may put this unit into play as a resource and ready it. Looks like both sides are ramping up here. So C3PO's mechanic is that when played or on attack, you may choose a number, then look at the top card of your deck. If its cost is the chosen number, you may reveal and draw it. Otherwise, leave it on top of the deck. So C3PO attacks the base for 1, guesses 2. This time it's a miss. The Super Laser Technician attacks into C3PO and is defeated, but the Super Laser Technician has, when defeated, you may put this unit into play as a resource and ready it. So uh, that's going to put the Boba deck here on 5 resources at the same time as Leia. Both sides have ramped up. Leia then deploys. Agent Callus takes down C3PO, drawing a card. 4/4 ambush. When another unique unit is defeated, you may draw a card. Use this ability only once each round. And then with a unit defeated, that's going to allow Boba Fett to exhaust to ready up a resource. Boba getting high value this turn. He'll probably also deploy, and if he gets a chance to attack after he deploys, that is going to be an additional 2 resources readied, which could easily be another unit on the board. Boba's ability to ready up resources and get extra value can be very strong when paired with units with ambush, other removal cards, and it's especially good on this turn when you are going to deploy Boba onto the field as a unit, because you can often get not just the ability from the leader side, but you can also get it on the unit side and thus stand up 3 resources in a turn, which is a lot of value to add. Oh, the energy conversion lab used here. Play a unit that costs 6 or less from your hand and give it ambush for this phase. Wedge Antilles hits the field, attacking and defeating Agent Callus. Then the tie hits the Rebel base for 2, and Leia hits the Imperial base for 4. Boba then takes the field. I think it's likely that Boba will attack Wedge. Oh, but we could actually see Boba just hit the base and then ambush in a unit with the lab in order to defeat to Wedge instead, or defeat Leia for that matter. We have that Boba Fett unit in hand. So Boba Fett collecting the bounty, the leader card, could attack Wedge, defeat Wedge, ready 2 resources, and then we could see the Boba Fett disintegrator from hand deployed with the ambush to kill Leia. We could also see the Emperor's Royal Guard on the field. Yeah, so Boba attacks and defeats Wedge, and now we're going to see when this unit completes an attack, if an enemy unit left play this phase, ready up to 2 resources, and then the Boba unit, Boba Fett Disintegrator, hits the field with the Energy Conversion Lab. Um, and yeah, using the Energy Conversion Lab, unit that costs 6 shots from your hand gets ambushed for the phase. Boba Fett Disintegrator defeats Leia in 1 shot. Very tough situation there with Boba taking over the ground arena. A fleet lieutenant hits the field with nothing to buff, probably being played here in order to allow Admiral Akbar to hit for 2 damage. Yeah, so 3 cost 3/3. Obviously, either of the Boba Fetts here could trade into it, but in doing so, it would itself remove a unit, and then we're likely going to see Admiral Akbar played after it if they don't, or maybe even if they do. The funny thing here is this is actually going to the, the funny thing is this is actually maybe going to punish good play with Boba. Oh, but it doesn't. He just goes straight for the kill. So if he had tried to play a card first to set up Boba's ability, that could have been a higher impact. The Admiral Akbar deployment could then have defeated Boba Fett collecting the bounty. Uh, but because the play was straight for the kill here, that ends up making the Admiral Akbar deploy a lot less impactful, only doing 1 damage to Boba and leaving him alive. Then that allows him to attack the base. Fett's fire spray appears and hits the base for 5, and he's already taken the damage. Oh, but he looks like he maybe just concedes. Alas, tough game. That Boba Fett deploying as an ambush unit, Boba Fett Disintegrator with the Energy Conversion Lab is a great counter to 6 HP leaders, and it was really effective here. The difficulty also is that with Boba Fett's ability. So with Boba Fett collecting the bounty, able to potentially ready 3 resources, he can actually do that combo even if it looks like he's tapped out and doesn't have any more resources to use in a turn. So it's kind of wild. Lots of effectiveness. I think in both of these games we've seen that combination. We've seen that combination doing some major damage by defeating Leia. And we're gonna see whether or not they're gonna go for another game. If they do, I will. If they do, I will keep streaming. But if not, the first game of this series was extremely good and close, and ultimately a victory for Leia. Unfortunately, I didn't record it. And then these next 2 have been pretty quick victories for Boba Fett. Let's see. Are they gonna do it again? Let's see. Let's see. We're going to yeah, so we're gonna see what happens here. Leia Organa, Alliance General. Action, you can attack with a rebel unit and then may attack with another rebel unit. So this is an interesting action. A lot of leader actions lose tempo. This one actually gains tempo. So by attacking with two units in a row, you can sometimes combine things that otherwise wouldn't really be possible in this game because the opponent would do things to interfere in the middle. For instance, there are some situations where like two small units could attack and defeat a big unit, but maybe after the first small unit attacks, the opponent will play an upgrade or a shield or something that will assist the big unit and make it so it will no longer be defeated as easily. With Leia's ability, you can potentially have both your small units attack in and just clear up the situation. However, when Leia deploys, she is only 3/6. She gets +1 attack +1 power when attacking thanks to raid 1, which does provide some additional value, but only 6 life on a, or only 6 hit points on a leader is a potential vulnerability. And by contrast, Boba Fett deploys at the same time and is a 4/7, which is a straightforwardly better stat line. And he also has a quite relevant ability. So Boba Fett, at least to me, the Boba Fett leader card seems often better than the Leia Organa leader card, at least in the current state of the card pool. I do think that Leia suffers a bit from not having a lot of the small green units for heroic command available, which I think are likely going to synergize with her ability and allow you to attack with multiple rebel units that have some good synergy there. So there is a bit of a card pool issue with Leia, but at the moment, I'm not sure she is one of the stronger leaders in the game. That being said, I've won games with her. I've lost games against her. I don't think she's a joke, but I do think that the maximum value from her ability maybe has yet to be seen with some of the cards that have yet to be previewed. We have seen only about half the cards previewed thus far. I'm going to encourage these players to play a third round. I'm gonna say let's see that again. I want to see if they're gonna do that rematch here. I'm hoping for some sweet plays. I think that if Leia could get buffed up by the wing leader or similar, preventing that Boba Fett play from defeating her so easily, that could be an opportunity to get a lot more value from the leader card. And I think that that was a crucial factor in Boba's favor during the last two games. The kills with Boba Fett Disintegrator, allowing Leia to be defeated very easily. All right, let's see what happens here. All right, we got so his dudeness has drawn a hand. It sure looks like they're gonna play. We got C3PO Alliance X-Wing command could be used to ramp into position. And I'm not actually oh yeah, they're doing it in round three. Let's go. Okay. We're gonna see whether learning I don't believe these players are using sideboards, but sideboards are a concept for tournament games where you're gonna have some extra side deck stuff and you can swap it in between games in a best of three. I don't think these players are sideboarding, so it's just down to whether or not their tactics and so on have changed in order to create a different set of game scenarios here. Has his dudeness figured out the trick to defeating this Boba Fett? Let's see. Okay, so his dudeness with a pretty solid starting hand. We could see C3PO probably at turn one. C3PO guessing 3 and misses the guess. So when played around attack, choose a number, look at the top card of your deck. If its cost is the chosen number, you may reveal and draw it, but it wasn't. Admiral Piet played on the other side, 2 cost 1 4. Each friendly non-leader unit that costs 6 or more gains ambush. Strong effect in the future, but not right now. We're probably going to see the Consortium Star Viper deploying here for his dudeness, whereas I think we're most likely just going to see we're most likely, I think, going to see. Oh, C3PO attacks and guesses 3 and sees a resupply. That could be a big change in what happens this turn. So this is one of the advantages of that draw from C3PO. C3PO attacks Admiral Piet, does 1 damage, guessed 3. The top card was a 3 and it was a resupply, which can be put into play as a resource. Very basic but solid ramp card. We could easily see that resupply actually being used this turn. Piet attacks into C3PO for 1 damage to each, but it's not going to be the resupply. It's going to be the Consortium Star Viper. 3 cost 3 3. While you have the initiative, this unit gains Restore 2. On the other side of the board, we're almost certainly going to see resupply. That's right. Resupply played here. Put this event into play as a resource, ramping up. Initiative taken by his dudeness. I think he's probably going to resource the resupply here and use command to ramp up instead, but maybe not. We'll have to see. I don't think of resupply as a like very valid card at this point. Yeah, so he is going to I don't think of a resupply as a very valid card at a point in the game where once you've already deployed your leader, it's only rarely worth it to try to use it to get like really big units out faster. So his dudeness does resource it there. He has access to command here. So 4 cost card, choose 2 in any order, give 2 experience tokens to a unit. A friendly unit deals damage equal to its power to a non-unique enemy unit. Put this event into play as a resource or return a unit from your discard pile to your hand. So he plays command, gives 2 experience tokens to C3PO and puts it into play as a resource. C3PO now is a 3/6, but Agent Callus deployed to take down C3PO. Ouch. 4/4 ambush. After you play this unit, you may ready an attack an enemy unit. When another unique unit is defeated, you may draw a card. So that is what we see there. The Consortium Star Viper swings in, doing 3 damage to the Imperial base, but the restore is wasted because the rebel base is undamaged. Boba Fett deploys, as does Leia, and there isn't a copy of Boba Fett Disintegrator in hand this time to take down Leia so efficiently with ambush. We could still see Leia being defeated by an ambush play, but it would be a worse and more costly play. Boba Fett could attack into her, readying 2 resources with his ability, because the C3PO left play. And then that could be followed up by an ambushed Seasoned Snowtrooper from hand, which would defeat Leia, but at the cost of 3 damage on Boba, and the Seasoned Shore Trooper would be defeated. Leia can now actually attack and kill Piet. Takes the initiative. Okay. I Yeah, so we're gonna ambush with the seasoned shore trooper, but his dudeness just concedes the game at this point. Ouch. Well, I think unfortunately it seems like those 3 games all went sort of the same way, with these ambush plays being allowing Leia to be defeated the turn that she deployed and created an unfavorable situation for Leia Organa Alliance General. So unfortunately, not the epic conflicts of the first game that I didn't stream, but still indicative of some dangerous plays that Boba Fett collecting the bounty can make with that energy conversion lab for some nasty ambushes. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this broadcast. Thanks to y'all for watching, and we will be back later with some more Star Wars Unlimited content. I will catch you guys later.